Hello YouTube, welcome back to One in a Million. I am super excited to have you here. So happy that we're going to dive into this discussion today about manifesting fast without using any methods at all. So the reason I am doing this video today is because I want manifestation to be fun, easy, effective, and like effortless for you, as it has been for me very recently. And I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned around just like feeling good around manifestation, thinking about manifestation, using techniques or not using techniques, and really getting to the core of what manifestation is about, so that we don't have to overcomplicate the systems and the steps and the formulas in our head, and instead we can actually just enjoy the experience of receiving. I mean, isn't that quite amazing? I want to make you a magnet so that you can zap in everything that you know you can have, everything that you desire. You have this certainty that it's going to come to you. And before we dive in today, I would love to ask you to give me some love, give me a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can continue to receive more of these kinds of videos going forward. There are going to be a lot of juicy conversations that we're going to cover in this channel. So with that said, let's dive in. So I personally do not use any type of manifestation method except for just meditating. I don't use affirmations, I don't use the water method, I don't use scripting, I don't set myself like visualization sessions, none of them. But I want to share with you that I have manifested the most incredible things in my life in the past year, in the past couple of months, in the past weeks. It was like I felt them accelerating and coming into my life in an increased speed. It was coming faster and faster, and I was realizing like things just like flying into my life so quickly. The house that we just manifested, this move in, this new space that I am creating, this YouTube video, the money that was given to us to make the down payment, the cash that was given to me when I made my trip to Canada like 3 weeks ago, a free plane ticket to fly from Vancouver to Toronto, and then a free upgrade and, premium baggage. What else? Like just so many things, people just like giving me cash, and then all of a sudden I had this like side income that was generating money, and then all of a sudden Diego tells me he's got like 600 Uber cash and 500 Uber cash, 400 Uber cash. It was like extra that his company was giving him, and he was making like incredible sales in his company. And it's like, how are all these things happening so quickly? And like, it seems like it's so random, but I've never even thought of it before. I wasn't even trying, I didn't like sit there and visualize like, oh, what would it feel like to, just like get a free plane ticket? What would it be like to just get the down payment of our house like wired to my account? Like I wasn't thinking about it. And so there's some things that there's some lessons that I've extracted along the way. What I'm going to share with you in this video, I believe, really is the shortcut. It's going to save you so much time, so much effort. It's going to help you like bring things in so much faster. Like you can feel like you're actually manifesting instead of like trying to manifest or like doing things to manifest. And I'm going to explain like how all of this works. What I do want to say is that using methods and techniques and formulas is absolutely not a bad thing, and I have nothing against it. But when we make manifestation about the technique, or having to be consistent, or having to go back to that practice, or having to do that practice, and not just about the feeling or the becoming or embodying or evolving or experiencing, then I feel like we've missed the whole point. Now, after I have played around with manifestation for so long, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like as things were coming in really quickly, I realized the whole point around manifestation is simply to feel the way that you want to feel. So if you want to feel creative, you feel creative. If you want to feel feminine, you feel feminine. You want to feel stable, you want to feel wealthy, you want to feel abundant, you want to feel playful, you want to feel flirty, you want to feel freedom, you want to feel spontaneous, right? Like all these feelings that you want to feel in your body and in your human experience, you get to hold that feeling in your body. And so you get to feel that right away. The problem is that we've made it a habit to not let ourselves feel our desired feelings. Like all the feelings that I was telling you about, we don't let ourselves just feel it. And what we end up doing is we put conditions around having to do something, having to have something, having to acquire something, or having to have created something in order to allow ourselves to have that feeling. And so we overcomplicate the process of just feeling. We've been told that we need to have done something, like have practiced this, or have, done this method, or have done this manifestation technique in order to feel our desired feelings. Most of the manifestation technique leads you or channels you into feeling a certain way instead of you allowing yourself to just feel it directly in your system. When we do that, instead of allowing ourselves to get that feeling right away, or to feel it or experience it right away, we add an additional step to have to do something. So if I haven't done that technique, or if I haven't done the scripting, or if I haven't done the method, then it means that I can't feel that way right away. This is where we get tripped up. When we make the focus about doing the practices, it momentarily heightens our feelings for a little bit, and it elevates our vibe for a little bit. But over time, you start to condition yourself to believe that, oh, it was this method that saved me. We reinforce ourselves with the thought that, well, my manifestation happened because I've done X, Y, and Z. And so this, doing X, Y, and Z must be the secret. And we've created a belief that it must have been those techniques that saved us. So if manifestation wasn't about the techniques, then what is it about? What are we missing, right? It is about the fact that you are the creator. If there's nothing else that you took away from today's video, this is what I really want you to remember. You are the creator. This is about a shift in your identity. And so when you remember that you are the creator, and you literally can summon in anything that you think about, anything that crosses your mind, anything that your heart radiates, any feeling that your heart radiates, then you are not a slave to your techniques. You don't have to do the techniques in order to feel a certain way, or in order for your manifestations to be exchanged to you. And also, you are not the follower of methods. You are not the doer of techniques. You are simply the creator that matches up your heart's desire with a follow-through action, and all you have to do is simply receive it. I've noticed the times when my manifestations were coming to me the fastest and the easiest and the most effortless are the times when I'm hardly trying at all. Or those are the times when I don't exert a really big effort to go out there to chase it and get it and manipulate it to make it happen. So for example, okay, I'm doing this YouTube video, but at the same time, I'm kind of doing it for fun. So, and at the same time, with all the other things that I've manifested, it's kind of I just let it happen, and it came to me without having to ask. Those are the time it happened the fastest, is when I was hardly trying. This happens when we detach our dependency on the methods. When we don't have to rely on these techniques. We could still do it. We could still manifest. We could still do affirmations. We could still do scripting or journaling, or do whatever feels really fun for us. But when we do it, remember that it has to come from a different intention. So instead of doing it out of dependency, you have to go back and get more of it. It's more like, oh my gosh, I am enjoying this experience so much. I am discovering so much in my journaling. I enjoy my scripting so much, or like I enjoy this moment of visualization so much that I don't even treat it as a method. I don't even treat it as a technique. It's more like I just do it for the experience. I do it for fun. So the shift is doing it with a different intention, doing it differently, coming from a different place. Do it for the experience, not because everything is going to stop manifesting, everything's going to stop coming just because you stop doing it. So I want to share with you 3 different things that has worked for me, and I know this is going to speed things up for you. Number 1 is to learn to listen to yourself and trust yourself. Now, just because someone is telling you the secret is to meditate like 1 hour a day doesn't mean that if you meditate 20 minutes a day that you're manifesting any slower. The point here is to come back to your own guidance system, because every single person is manifesting from a different place. Every single person has their own guidance system. So what feels good for someone else is going to feel very different for you. So learning to use that guidance system and listening to the feedback that it's sending you is really important. Any method that you follow with a hint of disbelief, or with a hint of like, oh, that doesn't feel good, or it feels like I'm just resisting this thing over here and I don't like it, then don't do it. It's not going to work for you. Works for that person is not going to work for you. You get to define what works for you. For example, I used to listen to these subliminals and affirmations, and I remember there was time where I felt really resistant to listening to these affirmations. And because I really needed, I needed the money to come, I needed things to happen, I needed the clients. And so I was coming from a place of disbelief that it was going to happen. So that's why when I was listening to it, it created a lot of tension and a lot of pressure. Like, this subliminal or this affirmation better work for me because I need it to work, you know? But right now, I stopped listening to affirmations altogether and I just put on cafe music at the background. And guess what? I feel amazing. I feel light. I feel like I'm at a cafe and I'm having my sip of coffee. It just makes me feel so good. As a result of that, this entire download for this YouTube video just came through me. Playing cafe music at the background. Second thing that I want to say is notice when you're making yourself feel bad. And also notice that I said you're making yourself feel bad, not the world making you feel bad, not someone making you feel bad, but you're making yourself feel bad. So the reason I say that is because we're taking a level of accountability that we ultimately are the creators, and we are the ones that can direct our feelings and thought, and ultimately understand that we're the ones who are creating the resistance. So if we are experiencing a reality that does not match with our desired reality, that is how resistance is created. So how this shows up is different for everyone. But if you start thinking to yourself, oh, that person, is so successful and they had a head start than me, and, they just got extra help, or, I've put in so much effort and how come it's not happening for me? I feel so discouraged. It's not going to happen for me. Maybe another lifetime. Or I have to keep working harder. I need to prove myself. I gotta tell people I can do it. People won't like me. People won't love me. People won't stay around me unless I am super successful or unless I give lots of value to people. So those are just some of the examples that we make ourselves feel bad. The point is not to generate resistance from inside of us. The third thing that I want to say to you is learn to feel good, but do it in your own terms. Because feeling good is important for manifestation. Feeling good in your nervous system, feeling good in your body, it's important to feel vitality, to feel at home with yourself. But we don't want to be in the place where we feel good in other people's definition. So don't try to compare yourself to someone who has lived their entire life stress-free, carefree, not having any concerns at all. And they never really cared about what people think. Like, don't compare yourself to what feels good for them, because it's going to be very different for you. And don't compare yourself to someone who just had a really tragic event happen to them, because what feels good for you is going to be very different from what feels good for someone who just experienced something really unfortunate. So learn to feel good in your own way. If feeling in love or feeling ecstatic is so far out for you right now, it's like impossible for you to feel that way, then what feels just right for you? Or what feels like one level up from what you're feeling right now? What feels slightly better for you, right? And find that feeling. What is the feeling that makes you feel just a little less tense, just a little less stressed, just a little, and follow that feeling and find that feeling within yourself. So instead of just asking yourself, well, what feels good? Ask yourself, well, am I looking to feel forgiveness? Am I looking to feel like I want to open up again? Am I wanting to feel hopeful again? Like, whatever your meter is telling you, allow yourself to explore around that meter so that you can feel less tense, and then you can feel a little more liberated, a little more free, with a little more breathing space. And then what you do is you start to wayfind and pathfind within yourself, within your own guidance system, to the next feeling, and then the next feeling, and then the next feeling. It's like kind of climbing up a ladder, but then it doesn't necessarily you don't have to go vertically up. Sometimes you'll step sideways and then sideways, but like every step you're taking, you're like finding an adjacent feeling that helps you feel just slightly better. And that's how you can navigate, like just moving from one good feeling to another. So we've covered all of this today just to say that the whole point is you getting to feel what you want to feel that feels just right for you. That's it. Nothing else. That is the point to manifestation. So that's all for today's video, you guys. Thank you for sticking it through and for this message to come through. I'm like so grateful every single time like I think about who is watching this channel and who's tuning into this video. I'm so grateful for like how this message lands differently for every single person. So I'm grateful for you tuning in. If you like this video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. This way I'll know that you guys are enjoying this type of content and I can create more of this for you guys. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so grateful for you, and I will see you guys in the next video.